Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a great day and done something fun for yourself. My name is Brenda Sellers, and I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for joining and watching and just coming to support in that way. So tonight we're going to a little bit taller box. I've had one sitting on my table as an example for a while, and I thought, it's time to do another one. So let me share my screen and we'll get started. Click, click, click. Here we go. So the example that's been on my desk is this one. So we're going to make a version of that using our, and my thingy got shifted. Hang on. Okay, go. Using our stitched season paper. But we're going to start with our Simply Scored board. And this is an 11 by 11 piece of white cardstock. So we're going to score it at 2.5 and at 5, so that these sections are 2.5 inches wide, and keep going on over 7.5 and 10. And then we know that we've got an inch over here, and our bottom is going to be scored at 2.5. And we're also going to score this side. So I'm just going to flip it around again and score it at 2.5. So basically we have boxes on the top, boxes on the bottom. And then I also know I need to do this at 1 inch. And I'll show you why in just a minute. So when we get ready to start trimming and make our box, we do not need, let me see. We don't need this part. We don't need this or this. We do need this, and we don't need this. Does that help? So if you can see the score lines, so this is our top, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So let's get rid of the pieces and parts that we don't need. So I'm going to cut this at a slight angle, and this at an angle. Right here gets a small angle, and then I'm going to cut it straight. And we're keeping this section. So I'm going to miter it a little bit down to there. Same over here. And then the rest of that part is gone. So let's just turn it. And then that's hitting my thumb. Right, those pieces are gone. And then I need to cut up here so that these are little flaps. And I am going to miter. I'm going to cut out that little bump, basically. Those little guys just kind of pop off. Toss those. And one more. Oh, that's not very straight, Brenda. How did you wind up doing that? There we go. Fixed it. Okay, up to the score line. All right, now let's go ahead and fold because we know that's going to go in. So we're going to burnish it, fold, fold, and fold. These guys are going to get folded up. And then we are going to measure this and use a pencil. And we're going to measure that over because that spot, again, is 2.5. We want to make it be, to start it at 1.25. So pencil lead is out. So 1.25 is right there. And then we're going to come down to this point right here on both of those. And then let's do this one the same. So measure over to 1.25, put a little dot, and then we're going to come from that dot down to this corner and to this corner. So to do that, I'm going to use my paper trimmer. I'm going to park the dark at the top because I do not want to cut it, but I want to find my dot right there. And then I know that that is right there. So let's slide you under. And then we're going to score. And then we're going to twist it. And we're going to put that in a groove in our, does everyone fit? Okay, here we go. In the groove, in the groove. And it's not going to close. Hang on. Yep, in the groove, auto close, and score. Almost right on. Yay! And we didn't get too far over. There we go. Okay, we're going to do the same with this one. If we need to fold these little flappies up, we can. In groove, the dot in the groove. Yes, my little corner is there. Okay, and then we're going to twist it and do this side. That feels like it's in the corner. Yep. That works. All right. Are you still with me? So now when we fold it up, it'll look like this. And we're going to be able to make that be a milk. So we need to put some adhesive along this side and this side. We'll use our tearing tape again. And you're saying, well, you left a flap. Yes, I did leave a flap up here on purpose. That's what's going to hold our bag closed, our box. Hard to see the edges of that. There we go. And then we need to put adhesive on this and right here. It's hard to see white on white, isn't it? And right there. And it gets, fold our box. All of these are going to fold in, and that's the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put some on this side too. Yay! Well, that's going to hold that. I feel like it needs a little more, or it needs some on this side as well. And if it don't, it won't hurt anything. But I want it to hold the box closed. Okay, if it needs more, it. This gets bent a little bit. Are we ready? So the easiest way to make sure it's all square is just like so. Awesome. So let's peel, tear and tape off. Burnish it, we didn't. I did a card class with Stampin' Up, and this was one of the boxes that they did. So I thought, let's just use it for Christmas boxes too. All right, so we've got our card ready to, our box ready to fold. Perfect. And now let's take out, let's see, there's our back. We want this to be the front. So I technically want that to be, sorry, this is the front. That's how they designed it. All right, that's the front. So we're going to fold that flap in and that flap in. And this one's got some tape on it. So let's take it right here. Goodness, my fingers are not wanting to peel that tape off. There we go. And you can sit it down like this so that you keep it good and square. All right, now let's peel this. And just fold it up. Yay! And then if you need to, you can give it a little rub with your bone folder or a longer tool. And then you see where those are scored? It's just going to fold perfectly. Okay. Like a milk carton. I said it was. Should have folded them before I folded the box up. Keep you straight. Bend, bend. There we go. There we go. All right, let's do the other side the same way. Just needs a little bit of encouragement. So hold this score line and fold it on that one and on that one. Perfect. And then see this tucks right in there. All right, now let's decorate our box. We've got 2 strips that are 12 inches long and 2 inches wide. So I want this to be my front. So I'm going to start with one of these. I'm going to lay it about like so. And so I don't want to fuss with it when I'm going to crease it. But I'm going to So an easy way to do that is to lay it on itself. There we go. And we're going to do the same way with this one. Make our tops match. And now let's put some adhesive right here. You can use tear and tape. You can use your adhesive of choice. Just decorating the box. This was laying here for me, so I just grabbed it. All right. Since I want this to be the front, I'm going to make this flap go up the back first so that I have a smooth edge. And I'm making it have about equal on both sides. There we go. Let's add some adhesive up the side. And then just lay it down flat. And then this is going to tuck over and in. So I want to make sure I've got some right on the edge. So it just tucks inside the box. And that makes our top be a little bit thicker so that that'll tuck in and stay. All right, we're going to do the same thing with this one on the other side. All right, going to start right here, overlapping that designer series paper that's already on the bottom. Let's add some adhesive up the side. All right, we're good. And then get it where you want it. Make sure you've got pretty much equal on both sides. And mine got off a little bit, but that's okay. And then right at the top of your box, just fold it in, just like so. And see, that makes it a little thicker and it stays. All right, we're not done because we're still decorating. We've got 2 strips that are 1 inch in width, 12 inches long. And we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to start here again and go up. So let's lay it right here. And then to make sure it's straight, do that. Put this friend over, same up there. Put some adhesive on that. This box is a little more involved than the one that we did yesterday, but it holds a little bit of stuff too. You could probably roll up a pair of socks and stuff them in there if you wanted to. Tons of candy. It's 2.5 by 2.5 square, and then 5 inches tall. So we're starting on this side. So let's peel that right in the middle. See the adhesive hangs. Yeah. You can eyeball it, it's fine. Now let's add some up the and then it's gonna tuck right like so. Same for this one. You'll be a pro by the time you get this done. Hey, friends. Yeah. So this one just overlaps this one again. Add some adhesive. It's easier, start to say, it's easier for me to get these things rolling and just go long ways. So here we go. Probably don't need that much adhesive on there, but you know what? It won't be falling off, will it? And then straight up the middle. Eyeballing is fine. And then it tucks. There is our box. That point is a little bit taller than mine. I'll have to go back and see what I did wrong or right, because, oh, my box is a little taller. It should be 2.5. And I think I scored it at 1. That's okay. We have a little bit taller box. And it's sticking together. All right, now let's decorate. And most people grab ribbon and do this. We're going to use some of this pretty paper. And so curl it. Shoulder and your thumb and just twirl it. You can tug it. It's not going to tear it. Here we go. Do it at an angle. And then that will give you. And then I'm going to take a piece of a glue dot. If I can find them. There they are. Shouldn't be that hard. All right, and then stick it right there. And we're not done. Come on, twist. And then another glue dot. Stick it right in the middle. Let's twist 5 of these strips. These strips are about 1/2 inch wide and they're 12 inches long. You guys are twisting on each other. Here we go. And find your middle again. Poke it right inside there. One more. Y'all just have hot. Here we go. Blue dot. Find the middle. Let that wild hair be wild. So there's you a paper bow on your paper box filled with your fun favorite things. And if you want to add a tag, we can do that. Let's stamp it in real red. Close this up because I made an accident the other night. All right, let's grab some white baker's twine. I know I've got some. We're going to double it up again. All right, and we're going to stick it on flat. How about that? What do you think? So festive. Thank you for watching, Adrian. And then if that doesn't stay closed after you get goodies inside, you can put a glue dot right there too, and then just kind of stick it in and push it together. All right. Yep, that top should have been 2.5, and I made it a little shorter, but it works. And you can decorate it however you want. You can add more, you can add some bling to it. You can, whatever you want. So there's our little box for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, all of these directions will be in a PDF for everyone who places an order of $75 or more in the month of July. And let's set it down straight. So our box is about 6 inches tall. That's exactly what I did. I made that a little bit too short. That's okay. Ours is 6. Theirs is 5.5, I think. 5. I like a tall box. Here's theirs. Oh, yours is 5.5. So if you want it to look more milk cartony, make it than that. Just depends on what you want to put. All right. All right. Great night. Thanks for watching. I'll stop the screen share. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye for now.